Welcome everyone, it's Evelyn, Twin Flames 3344. A little bit of clear. I'm going to get right into the read. It's a really good read today. I actually did 2 reads. If I get through this second one, the one that's in front of you, if I get through it quickly, I'll tell you the one that was before that. But I want to do this one first that's in front of you. And just a few messages from this morning, from some other stuff that I was doing. There's the other one. Well, there was just some of the general energies from today before I get started on this read. Definitely some addictions were coming up. AA or Alcoholics Anonymous was coming up. Sex Anonymous was coming up. A seesaw, new moon was coming up regarding Atlas or the burdens, the weight of the world upon your shoulders, about rebirth and love partnership. Birth came up in this earlier read as well. The crest moon also. And to see Sophia as the AA was coming up instead of American Airlines, was coming up as Angel Air at the crest moon. So we're at the new moon now, so going in, you know, a couple days in will be a crest moon, and the high, keeping that high vibration. And also LA and City of Angels was coming up. So there may be travel or just reminding the masculine to connect with the feminine again. And Atlas was a major thing with the weight of the world upon your shoulders. And Sea Bridge came up as well. And then come with me, my love, to the sea of love. That was coming up this morning. And then just real quickly, if there's something else I wanted to touch, the beach was coming up. So there may be some masculines have gone to the beach, or on their way down to the beach, somebody might have broken down, or maybe stuck in a car, train, or plane ride with a child, or maybe someone they don't necessarily want to spend hours with at a time, but maybe stuck, you know, confined that way. Let's see. Also, debts and taxes were coming up. Possibly not trusting people at work with money, especially if it's your own business, or actually not trusting your kids. So somebody's kids might be stealing money from their wallet or from their workplace if they have their own business, or someone needs money for their child's schooling. So a lot of that financial stuff was kind of coming up. Let's see, yeah. Also putting it out there, testing the merchandise, so to speak, as the King of Pentacles superhero with a hands-off policy. The Divine Feminine hugging the glass ceiling to be close to the Divine Masculine while in physical separation without their armor on. Or the truth, like the truth left out in bed. Left at bedside while the evil Empress flaunts the family crest, red boots, royal linens, and shears. Snake keeping Adonis's arms tied, so keeping the masculine tied up so he can't move. Also, a horse may be seen from the window of 2 people not talking, perhaps. White cream curtains drawn to reveal the tulips or red flowers, and 2 bowls broken with the red flag above them or below them so they can't see it. And someone saying, well, don't worry, they'll be distracted for hours looking for it, basically. So that has to do with something else. And then so an Empress maybe, there's 2 different Empress energies actually that came up in both reads. One is more of like an evil Empress, and the other one's just like a normal Empress, so it could just be somebody's elder. But coming up as clearly an Empress in charge, or charging up cards, or watching a bullfight perhaps in Spain. There was a Cancer reversed in Taurus there. And then, let's see here. Just like I said, there may be a trip that goes on for hours, or perhaps a boat, or looking back, a new life, and looking back perhaps on a boat, or watching one leave, or a ship has sailed. Also, Quasimodo is coming up as jumps or falls or fallen angel. An old engine or little engine that could, ain't so young anymore, with poor Jupiter placement, and a short fuse was coming up, as well as Father Time. atop of a wall, or a father may fall, or Virgo or Libra reverse with a bad temper, or Sagittarius reverse with bad luck, hermiting or staying to themselves, or Sagittarius jumps or falls, or Sagittarius and Libra fall together, perhaps Jack and Jill, and Father Time pushed them, or hit the ground running and couldn't stop. And that could definitely reference someone losing their temper. And right after that, I was getting Jupiter and Capricorn and Pisces moon, this new moon, tick-tock. Stuck in the mud or in debt, paying taxes, charging up. Somebody might be charging up all the credit cards. The evil empress charging up to break patterns for a more green environment, but expects luxury, so spending a lot of money, or she's whipping the Sagittarius and Cancers into shape, but slave labor was coming up, and this is the more evil empress. So it could be a really tough boss or just someone who's evil. So anything else I want to share from this one? Yeah, that's it for this one. There's definitely more, and if I have time, I'll go through that whole thing. But I want to get through this read here. I'm going to show you the reads real quick so you at least have a shot of them, okay? So my first read this morning here, this was the first read this morning, okay, the full read, the basic read. See if I can get that more focused for you. Okay, so you can take a snapshot of that if you want to look. That was the earlier read. And then we had, this is actually the full read of that read. All right, so I don't know how well you can see the cards, but okay. And then this is the union read I did this morning, which I'm going to touch base on this one as well. And then this is the read that we're doing now, okay? This is the one that's in front of you. Okay, so you have a nice snapshot of each in case you want to look. And so I'm going to get right into it. So the union read from that morning read, and I want to say that Love is Blind was a theme that was coming up here, and it was so weird because I didn't sleep at all last night. And I was just up watching a series which was about blind love. It was there's a series on Netflix about meeting people. It's like a dating show where they don't see each other. They date for like 30 days behind a wall, and then they come together. Anyway, I was watching that series, which I think is called Love is Blind, but then Love is Blind came up in this read as well. And then, so I did this union read this morning at 11:06, and the underlying energy was the Two of Cups, which was upright energy today. And the middle card from that union read was the Three of Swords. So soulmate heartbreak was coming in, but also had to do with separation, okay? So it's actually the soulmates coming together after the separation heartbreak, which is separate from the soulmates coming together. So it's like, you know, breaking up to come together with somebody else. The underlying divine feminine coming into the read, which is the first three cards off to the left. The Ace of Pentacles, the Page of Cups, and the Eight of Cups is the new life, the diamond in the rough, the message of love, and then walking away. The 3D line was guidance, the Five of Cups and the Six of Pentacles. The divine feminine with guides, or is the guide. The divine feminine comes up as the guide in the 3D and bridges the gap to the masculine by grieving the Two of Cups that they can't see. And the divine masculine balancing both the feminine energy and the work. So he's balancing the scales, like how much time do I give to the woman, how much time do I give to the work. In the 4D, the Ace of Swords, the Three of Swords, and the Knight of Cups was the divine feminine with truth and purpose, bridged by lightning strike, or being the lighthouse again. She's coming up big time as the guide here. In 3D, that's all she is guidance, because she's now pretty much in the 4D, okay? As far as grounded into it physically. So being the lighthouse at the E tower as lightning strikes, and separation and divide, okay? So that has to do with the masculine separating, and that's what bridges the masculine and the feminine. Her, with her truth and purpose, bridged by this separation, and the divine masculine with a wave of love over coffee. And so some might be getting together for coffee, perhaps, with the masculine's energy in the 4D, or grounded into it. In the 5D, the Four of Wands, Justice, and the Seven of Pentacles, or the divine feminine's heart in the E tower, as the divine feminine union bridges by justice, which is just truth and balance, to the masculine side, which is actually the divine feminine's heart in the E tower. So he's in her heart in the 5D, okay? So the divine feminine's truth in the 4D, the divine masculine's balance in the 3D, and the divine masculine's separation and truth as that word gets out to the divine feminine, as the divine masculine settles out in the 3D, the divine feminine is giving guidance, and both are grieving the Two of Cups in the 3D. But that's not, it's not really there because you're not seeing it in 3D because you're no longer in 3D. So it's very interesting how this plays out. The divine feminine as the guide in the 3D, in truth and purpose in the 4D, and union energies in the 5D. The bridge for the masculine and feminine is the Y in the road, or the third baton, or Mercedes was coming up too, because that symbol is a Y, in the 3D, to the 4D karmic separation, which was coming up as the masculine separates, and then the feminine will deal with their children coming and going. And then in the 5D, the truth and balance is the bridge for both of them. To the left, and the C bridge was coming up again, to the left, on the divine feminine's drawbridge of the 5D, where it was coming up like when Miranda and Steve in the episode from Sex and the City, when they went to the middle of the bridge to decide then and there if they were going to stay together. The divine feminine is waiting on the bridge, but the divine masculine is camped out at her house. And then Love is Blind was coming up there. Falling in love without seeing each other. And then C and emotions were coming up. So the feminine at the house, and he's right outside. The cord between us is the drawbridge. The divine masculine sharing coffee and love in the divine feminine's heart. Settling out, coffee in 4D and the 5D heart. And then the cards going out of the read where the masculine is the higher self, which is the feminine, guiding him out of the dark to rise above the drama and the journey of the 3D, because it's no longer the journey in the 4D, and bumping him up to the 4D level. Separation to come together, both at the same time, just like the explosion and the implosion at the same time, and the union meet in the divine feminine's heart at the E tower. The diamond life, higher self, which is the feminine, and the feminine's heart open wide to see the light of the masculine, and walking away the feminine for the masculine to rise up. So that was the summary of that union read. So getting right into the read in front of you, it was completed at 12:01 to 12:02, which is the High Priestess and the Magician with the 12 of the Hangman. The major arcana were the Lovers, Reflection, which is the Hermit, Transition, which is the Death card, which was upright today, so the portal was open here. Alchemy, which is like the Temperance card. And before the read, we had Starseed, which is the Fool. And after the read was Abundance and Indigo, which is the Empress and the Magician. We had 3 cups, and we start off here with the Ace of Cups upright, guys. 3 cups, 2 pentacles, 1 wand, and 1 sword. So mostly cups today for the masculine. And the only court cards that were in the whole read were the Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands. Okay. We also have the 9 of Cups there, but it's not a court card, but that can represent the masculine. And we had double ones, most significantly, and then triple fours. And the code line was all about 73, which reduces to a 10 and a 1. So that high vibration of the 73. And the 73, though, is the 5 of Pentacles. And in the SIRIAN Starseed deck, it's very much about the feminine in exile in the Mary Magdalene cave. Just like the masculine would be in the Bat cave, she's in the Mary Magdalene cave. So that's that energy there on the code line. Today, the code line was all about creativity and patience for the masculine. This is for the divine masculine twin flames. It is a general read, so it's also for the masculine within the feminine. And if it doesn't fit with your story, then don't force it to fit. All right? There's a lot of messages here. Some are general messages and some are specific messages to specific people. So don't force your situation to fit to all the messages. And if it's something that doesn't resonate with you, just, let it go. Maybe next time you'll have better luck. So, and this is a channeled read, so there's lots of on and off downloads and messages that I'm getting here, okay? The message here regarding creativity and patience And the other numbers, let's see, with 32, 11, we had 32 is the journeyman, the 6 of wands, 11 is justice, 444, the 1 of the magician, the 3 of the empress, the 7 of the chariot, the 9 of the hermit were significant today, as well as 14 of the temperance, 13 of the death card, 37 of the king of cups, 79, the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, 12 is the hangman, 23, the king of wands, 34, the 8 of wands, 47, the 7 of cups, and then 67, the knight of pentacles also were significant here. So the code line about creativity and patience. Are you being patient with me now? I know it's a lot, but be patient. The message was about the temperature rising of it was really coming up as the firefighter human. Like the twins are the human firefighters, the warriors of fire or drama, transmutation. The feminine within the masculine, and 3 offices were coming up, as well as reflection of the hermit, the 9, the collective consciousness, the wise one, and the touchstone or that high vibration energy of the angel of grace and age. And this also had to do with aging gracefully. It was interesting, the word nonage came up, N-O-N-A-G-E, as well as N-I-N-A-G-E. So the first one was coming up as minority or infancy or underage. And also Minority Report came up then, and that was at 158. And then the other one, the N-I-N-A-G-E, came up. It was just a Facebook page, but it had bridal pictures on it. After I just watched this series last night with all, ending up in everyone in their wedding gowns. So that was very significant coming up. Just some quick things that came up online here. Self-reflection. Oh, this was very cool. So from all of the headers that I got, there's just certain words that will pop out that are relevant to us today. So I'm just going to tell you the words that were relevant from each header because they go together. So self-reflection was coming up, and that's the hermit, right? And that's all about what we go through, self-reflection. And then FM70 came up, and again, F has to do with the I am presence, equal, being with their equal, which is the Mary Magdalene. So the Jesus and Mary Magdalene energy was coming up of the 7, which is very much that spiritual energy, but also to the chariot with the -0, which is the human embodiment. So the 2 humans in the chariot. And then another heading came up with through their eyes. Okay, aging simulation through their eyes. So this has to do with the twins. And then 3 and 1 is the next heading. 3 and 1, reflect, and then teaching strategies and the value of self-reflection, and then 7 ways, and that can be taken as 7 waves as well, and then 7 came up again with chapter and flashcards. So here's me flashing my cards. And then pre-birth to 3 came up. So it has to do with some children and education in Scotland. But when I said pre-birth to 3, I was getting Jesus, and I tried for 3 years. Seems like 30. So it had to do with, pre-birth of Jesus to the 3 years that we're very aware of. So again, the human firefighters of the twins, the masculine and the feminine within the masculine, in the Mary Magdalene cave, along with the Christ energy, or Jesus and Mary Magdalene of the 3 of Cups coming together, and the Empress, him seeing her as his Empress of Christ, okay? And then them coming together in the Mary Magdalene cave in exile from the group in order to reflect together as the wise ones and as each other's touchstone as angels and aging with grace together, all right? So that was the message. All right, so getting right into this read, we start off with the Ace of Cups in the underlying energy, and I was guided to pull 5 on either end today. So there's 21 cards in the main part of the read, just alone. This is a 7-deck read. We start off with the Ace of Cups. Below that is the 3 of Cups. It's actually first the 3 of Cups is here, and then it comes from here with the 4. There's lots of 4s. The 4 of Wands, and then the Starseed, and then the 4 of Cups, and then the 4 of Swords. So there's new love after third party or negative associations, moving, unstable, visiting a friend, or ending a marriage, or the party's just over. Falling on face from grace or lacking faith, and grounding and integrating that offer of love. No sleep and rising above, or rested enough now and now awake and coming out. A new passion from the Emperor reversed in ego death, which is pretty funny. If you can see the, you can't really see with the reflection, but where the finger's pointing right now is the Emperor reverse card. It was kind of like a representative of the read today, but he's reversed. And there's a little character from Fiji that my daughter brought home for me, these little guys here. And there's a mama and 2 babies. And when I put the Emperor reversed there, he knocked over one of the babies. So this is definitely representative of the Emperor reversed knocking over one of his kids. And that could be the Divine Masculine, okay? So a new passion from the Emperor reversed in ego death, without control and rising above as the Knight of Wands is rushing in passionately, now with clarity, to recover from exile, to arousal or new growth. Death be not proud, going back to face the religious leaders, the Queen of Swords reversed is faced with the whole truth and forced back to confront her fears, or can't argue with the truth or cheat death or the Dark Knight. The grounding and integrating the offer of love under a tree, the magician holds up his DNA, look, and disappears, or ghosts. All of a sudden, he's gone. Only infinity left, and a drumstick, or possibly 2. A mad scientist manifesting from his workroom with roses and vines, or rose-colored paper, or roses on stationery used to write, or wrong. Finding the words, the DNA from his heart, and now a heavy load to carry, up that big hill at her castle or tower. And then I came across a cluster of numbers I was guided to write down, and as I canceled the dual numbers out, it came down to 0, 4, X, which is the Emperor with kisses and hugs. So tools or cards on the table, grounding in the sun, doing some yard work or catching some shade, left her with 3 options or 3 offices, crystals or cups left on her steps, 39 lashes to choose from in all different colors, singles 2 if you want them, carrying 10 to drop 9 and keep 1 wand for later, has to have 1 of his own, working with DNA, lineage, and cup sizes, considering the 4th quarter, or quarter sizes, or quarter notes, place notes, 1 at a time, follow the yellow brick road in 4 timing, 10 bars in C clef, whole notes and quarter notes, maybe 8th if he takes 2 home. Washington chopping down the cherry tree for Lincoln logs, and all hands off the table, and fable and labels, and Richard Simmons, someone's insecure about their genes. The King of Cups reversed is raking and fanning and admiring the work, but impatient to get there. Growing roots up is harder than down, unable to skip steps, because if you do, he'll fall down. 1 at a time, the gold coin and hoe, Sagittarius temperature rising, the rod and staff, riding them hard, or writing them hard. Need that rod for those 39 lashes, and ashes, twin towers to twin flames. By the way, that's my CD. And it was very cool because when I abbreviated ashes, twin towers to twin flames here, it comes up as he's pi to, where is it? Pi 2 key equals the centered human token, which was very cool. And it's also coming up as the temper tantrum and collecting twigs and leaves and what to do or make with these. This could be the one came up, and beneath that was attraction for the masculine, as I'm losing my voice because he needs to speak his truth. Then I came upon another cluster of numbers on their cards and was guided to do the same. They came up 0x1 at the end, which equals 0, nothingness. The Queen of Cups is out, and death, or trans also, or 2, with big key, which is a play. New passion burning past, with the 10 of Pentacles reversed family or business, and final judgment at last. And then it was 125 with the Magician and the Knight of Wands, and there was a connect at that time too. It was really weird. I had a right head connection. I told you I had a left head connection that was weird yesterday, I think it was, and then this one I had a right head connection. It was very strange. At 129, we turn the page to 130, which is the Three of Wands and the Four of Wands, the union energy. Then we get the scythe, and it was very interesting because I looked at the scythe in the picture. It looked like all the things, the symbols I was looking at. It looked like the key along with the letter F, along with the curved back of what an eighth note would look like, right? On the scythe, equaling the key, the 7, the F, and the eighth note, cutting wheat from the chaff, or in other words, cutting away the dead weight. And my son was out here too talking to me. We know this was at 2:16. And the cat is still meowing around our house. I swear it's like, where's Waldo? He meows all night long last night, all different sides of the house. And then when we go outside, we don't find him. And then my son went out today looking for him and said he heard the cat that was, down the street already. It wasn't at our house. But it keeps coming back. I swear I saw this cat with the male counterpart at my back door. This was last week or the week before even. But this cat keeps coming back. I swear she's searching for him and it is nowhere to be found. This is somebody ghosting like it's where's Waldo? Seriously, it's so funny. So cutting the wheat from the chaff here, or the dead weight, slaves in the wheat fields, so a lot of wounding stuff is coming up here. Women dropping babies as they work in the wheat fields, and dads saying, why me? Making a catch and burning the past as heads popping out and then upside down because the man passes out. Trying to cover up the mess with fruit, put it back. That's how it goes in the old ball game. 3 strikes of lightning and you're out. Roped and tied, the son controlling the reins, daughters just like Cupid for sweetness, or for freak show in the tent. House of mirrors and horrors as dreams we don't understand come up, and why he had an urge to kill that pup. McDonald's, French fries, and Sweeney Todd, white dog, black cat, rodents and feces and cauldrons and pots, and 2 X's, or double X at the Y in the road, hitching, and then home, and I'll count to 10. 1, 2, 3. All right, does that take you back to childhood? From his head to her head to their head makes 3. X with 3. Him, 10 minus 1 equals 9 rods, the 39 lashes, with 2 times the gashes, or in other words, wounds. Leadership comes up here with 81, which is the end of karma, and beneath that was karmic completion, number 10, keeping up that high vibration. And I was just getting California sensations, okay? So present, that's LA was coming up too in the code, so that's California twice. Present to need for help, money, or opportunity, and play or ways or falling short in deception, or 2 kids at the new moon, present and accounted for. Depressed or dreams dashed or hashed or hashtagged, not healing but connecting big time post-war. But war was coming up again here during the read. It was like post-war in the underlying energy, and then we're back at war again. So nose to nose, or by a nose, the blue planet, damn it, Janet, it's rocky and it's horrible with pictures and shows. No stars are out, only the wounded. The stars are all burned out. Elephants blowing trunk bubbles or having trunk shows, holding out their cups for you to have and to hold. Maybe, fill those cups with money. Pitchers of water in suspended animation cause all the cows have gone home. And the grass is growing from the ceiling. Meteor power, so media power was coming up here, and chalices and trunks and pitchers to try their hand. But again, don't forget, it's 3 strikes you're out at the old ball game, and twins are protected. Post-war, when all is lost, new love springs eternal from the wells that run deep and swell. Hard work and impatient fallen angels or Saggies. Judgment Day is here under the big top, and that was at 220, which is the 22 of the Fool and the 20 of Judgment. And then leadership was coming up, who is 81. So someone, an old man in leadership, may be coming out of leadership or stepping down or falling or retiring. So in the recent past here, which came up at 222, so again, room 222 are the guidance counselors. The recent past is the Three of Pentacles upright. So the place of work or a place of co-creation, which can be school, work, church, whatever it is, with justice prevailing here, room 222, and ego death, and lion's death at the circus, present to gift of stars who are burned out. A newbie then gets to stand in. All right, so the famous people who are burned out, like the stars, now give the younger ones an opportunity to be the stand-in, right? Or like the understudy finally gets their chance, or the guy who's on a bench finally gets to play. So at 223, which is the High Priestess and the King of Wands, the Chariot in a bold move, reaping rewards, or the High Priestess, secret or psychic abilities, and a painful end or ending pain, or back treatments, and or bleeding out on the table or the field. The Foundation is the Queen of Pentacles reversed, at war defending the Chariot and suffering in silence, and the Chariot always represents the masculine and feminine both ascending together. The King of Wands reversed in connection, the Cancer and Sagittarius reversed, or the King of Wands reversed, is too tired to walk, so the Queen of Pentacles reversed drives, or the King of Wands reversed and Cancer, suffering in silence, are on the same page. The central energy is the Lovers reversed, with the Magician reversed and the Empress reversed. Now again, there's two Empress reversed here, and this is the normal Empress. It's not the evil Empress. But with the Magician reversed, it might as well be, because, you know, with those two reversed together, it's not very nice energy. Or it could just be someone who's insecure with someone who's ill, okay? So the Lovers reversed, which can just be a lack of affection. It doesn't have to be a breakup, but it definitely can be. With the Magician reversed and the Empress reversed, insecure without tools, and a woman in lack in an unstable home perhaps. So again, that could be needing to put a parent in a home or taking care of them at home. And the Page of Pentacles with an opportunity or invitation or researching closely, sharing or settling out, with the Queen of Swords reversed at 231, which is the High Priestess, and the Five of Wands, expansion energy. But sharing or settling out with the Queen of Swords reversed, who never thought it would happen. Dumping emotional attachments and settling out, challenged by the Hermit, or reflection of self. The Hierophant, who could be a Taurus, a marriage, a religion, or establishment. Prisoner or anxiety issues, making a getaway or escaping prison from, and that can be an old person escaping from, you know, the nursing facility. From the Queen of Cups, holding on loosely and sending love. This can also, I'm definitely getting some masculines ghosting today, though. The Ten of Cups reversed, cycle is over, or ending a cycle of unhappiness by aligning with their true desires and surrendering. The Three of Cups and Ten of Cups are both reversed here, dumping negative groups and associations, dissatisfied or out drinking with friends or groups, and now realizing their bad associations, so the need to dump them. So again, it has to do with addictions. And the Queen of Wands reversed here with a message of love or a child, or she's drunk, so she's unable to form the words to end it. With the King of Pentacles superhero, with a hands-off policy, surrendering, and the female bull nosing around, then exits left from the tent or building. In physical separation, the evil Empress reversed, with two lovers or in a breakup, or harsh truth, rehab, or hospitalization of fallen angel or star-crossed lovers, impatient to connect or impatient. So somebody could be getting visitors in the hospital. Now the Queen of Wands reversed, or two fire signs here. There could be two Queen of Wands reversed. Foolishly falling in uncomfortable energies or emotions, of lower back pain perhaps, or betrayal, and unable to find peace. The Hierophant, Taurus, marriage, or leader resting, sleeping, meditating in the 5D with the Divine Feminine, and frustrated or uninspired post-war. And again, PTSD and looting comes up after the war. So standing up for self and to the Hierophant in a twist of fate, as the King of Pentacles is offering help in a breakup, or to one without affection, or with the Page of Cups, child, or message of love, heartbroken or in separation, or a game or party that got rained out for the Page of Cups and the Page of Wands reversed. It could be kids, or they have a secret under the radar. Possibly a child failed and they're trying to hide their report card from their parent. And the Queen of Swords reversed, not wanting to be like their dad, so trying to treat their child not like their parent would have treated them, like, getting really pissed and hitting them or punishing them or whatever they would normally do, but frustrated and depressed about overexposing or an illness, or the King of Pentacles, or Page of Wands reversed, with a secret downturn or slowdown or failure kept under wraps. So this can be about a business, all right? Whereas the child trying to hide their report card, the masculine could be hiding business issues or financial issues. Hiding due to their butt on the line, with the Evil Empress reversed, withholding affections, and the Hermit missing their flame, and Indigo Child reversed, or whips and chains, or a child is in a hospital, or the masculine is kind of just sitting there remembering way back when. At 250 is the High Priestess and the 10 of Cups. So, or there can be a Sagittarius who's in rehab. And this kind of came up in the astrological reads yesterday. There's Sagittarius in rehab, or got kicked out, or ghosted their parents. Soon is a transition portal for the Dark Knight, the end, the transformation of new love offered out of the aftermath of resistance, offered to the Queen of Cups, holding on with love, and the world upside down, or in another world, and the cycle almost complete with the devil, addictions, codependencies, and feeling guilt and shame. The workplace, or another world, is another world here, with the truth presented to the Page of Swords reversed, child, or this could be a liar spying or spreading rumors, but here the whole truth is presented to whoever this is. They could be giving someone the silent treatment too, but the big truth is being presented. The Divine Masculine is seeing himself as alchemy reversed, losing his temper or losing his patience at least, with kids or twins or old friends or past memories, or being offered money, a loan, or new life, or the gold coin. And the cat's meowing again. Religious factors comes up here, so it can be any kind of differences, not just religion. Playfulness and worth waiting for the masculine. And around the masculine, or how he's seen, is the Seven of Cups reversed. Dumping emotional attachments and not taking the steps they need to take, or they may be finished taking the steps, or they're just awake to the one, so they're dumping all the others, letting go of all the rest. Grounding and integrating an offer of love as the Hermit sheds light on it. Clearing blocks, the masculine needs to clear blocks around the Nine of Cups reversed, which has to do with dissatisfaction with self. At night, holding their tongue or lashing out. With the Page of Swords reversed, or kids fighting verbally, or adults acting like kids doing this. Patience comes up, as well as creativity, but even more so for the masculine today was manifestation. The 5D world, another world of Divine Feminine, in which the King of Wands reversed is in. So it's like the masculine seeing himself in that world with the Divine Feminine. The truth is out of the Queen of Pentacles reversed, powerless, or with draining dependent, or both with affection for spending, with the Evil Empress reversed, getting over it, or a breakup without option. So there could be an Empress reversed with two daughters, both reversed, one older than the other, or 3 generations, where it's the grandmother, the mother, and the daughter of spenders. They're all reversed. Or they're women in lack, or they're worried about a child or somebody else who's in the hospital. Or they could be visiting, or somebody was committed. The truth of the Empress reversed, offering love to the prisoner, or patient with Taurus, or caretaker, or teacher, and somebody explaining how they fell, or explaining what happened in surgery, or breaking it all down in an exchange with the family, sharing information and feelings and energy at war, turning from the masculine, turning from the frog into the prince, as the indigo reversed young magician, right? It's the inner child magician, without options, or was committed, fighting all the way. Or this could be an intervention for someone as well. It doesn't have, it can be the masculine, but it doesn't have to be. It could be a child here as well. Sundowning with the Queen of Wands reversed. So Queen of Wands reversed could be committed. If she's sundowning, she could have Alzheimer's. It could be a Leo, or just the Queen of Wands is sick or tired or overexposed by the devil and their addictions, codependencies, or a Capricorn. In a death end, dark night, and the King of Swords reversed with judgment placed upon him, or has announced about it, or there's been a call to action. So Sagittarius, Gemini, Virgo, Pisces, Taurus, Capricorn, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius all came up here at the end. New love with the Queen of Pentacles reversed, impatient or not patient, done with steps or dumping emotional attachments at the workplace or place of co-creation, in a breakup or just situation with no affection or withholding affection, at work, challenged by the Hermit in the transition portal, changing dimensions, but dissatisfied with self, with the Queen of Wands reversed, or dissatisfied with the Queen of Wands reversed, with her truth about the Empress reversed. So this could be someone talking crap about another person, or just I don't know if she's drunk, she may not be telling something that people need to understand in an emergent situation. So it could be many different situations here, but the Hermit in the transition portal, dissatisfied with the Queen of Wands reversed, truth of the Empress reversed, who's sharing or settling out in a fight with the Indigo reversed, which can be a child or just the inner child of the masculine, but without options. Like someone had to fight them because they had to get them under control, or literally somebody was, in a big fight. So new love, self-love at the workplace, post-war, as the Queen of Pentacles reversed, in a breakup or without affection of the Queen of Wands reversed. So those two could fight as well, the Queen of Pentacles reversed and the Queen of Wands reversed, challenged by the Hermit or reflection, impatient Hermit with the truth out and running, somebody could have been running down steps, unhappy Queen of Wands reversed, especially if they've been drinking, with the truth, or Empress reversed, sharing war stories of the Indigo reversed with no choices. And then it just ends up with judgment. Like, so there's judgment being placed upon someone, or the final judgment is finally here, a decision came out. And then as a sidebar note, the Ten of Pentacles family is reversed. So there is either a lot of dysfunction going on within that family, or a loss of money, or a payoff that had to be made. And that can just be taxes as well. So that is that read. And where are we? I'm not going to do the other read because that's enough for there. I'm going to give you some oracle cards. I want to show you this too, because this came up in the cards. I should pull this again too. Let's see if I can get this to stay upright. Okay, so this energy was coming up. I made a deck of cards just with the court cards, so you could kind of like shuffle and find out which character is the Divine Feminine or Masculine at times. And this is the cards that came up today. So we had the Queen of Cups along with the Two of Cups. She came out. And then separately, the King of Wands there was watching her from back here. So she's basically sending love in the union here. And the masculine there is watching. Okay. All right. So let's see what we can pull here for you. So first, let's see which court card. It's a very thin deck, right? Because it's just court cards. But let's see if I can see what's coming up for the Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine right now. It may come up as different than it was earlier because the energies are always shifting. But who is the Divine Feminine in the read today? Who is the Divine Feminine in the read today? Who is the Divine Feminine in the read today? There's a few other cards besides the court cards that I distinguish between people. Sorry, there we go. See, now we have the Six of Cups coming up, along with the King of Cups. So It's just and this represents the twins and unconditional love of the twins. So, and then I have the world. So this would be the divine feminine coming up as this, and the masculine, and the twins or kids come up as well there. So, and who is the masculine then today? Who can I get for the masculine? Who's the masculine today? Who's the divine masculine in the read today? Take a deep breath. It's really hard. See, they do this to me a lot. When you're not supposed to know, they do this. Because I got this earlier for the masculine too, and the feminine. Like, it'll come up together like this for the feminine. And then actually the masculine did come up as the dark night earlier too. So that's what's coming up again. All right, so we'll pull you a few oracle cards. I don't want to get into anything too in depth, but this is the energy deck. It was just 45.54, which is that 5 of Cups, and then the Page of Swords, getting the message out about any grief or letting go of that grief, letting go of the why in the road, letting go of the past and going forward, letting go of that third baton to finish the last quarter or go back and start over. Okay, so this is from the energy deck for everybody watching. For the best and highest good of all those concerned, what do we need to know? What do we need to learn? Let's clear all negative energies across all dimensions of time, space, matter, and realities for the highest good of all those concerned. And fill that empty space with only beautiful divine love and diamond crystalline light, and so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Take a deep breath. From the energy deck, what is the message? All right, so this pulled right out. We have this 36, the second chakra, Archangel Ariel. All right, so this is the sacral chakra. It's got a lot of yellow in it though too. So it's kind of like, and that's been coming up a lot lately. So a higher chakra, the higher sacral chakra would be more very bright oranges to the yellows, which is coming out what this is. The 36 is the 10 of Wands, and the 10 of Wands was upright today, like carrying the weight, the heavy burdens, or doing yard work right now can come up as well. But it's about focusing on your sacral energies, so creative energies or sexual energies of that chakra. This card also wants to come out, rest and rejuvenation, big time, because I didn't even sleep at all last night, so I'm going to need to rest a lot tonight. Number 19 is the sun, and get some sun. Don't forget to get some sun. As my son walks out. And then these two actually want to be seen too, but I want to show you the bottom of the deck. The bottom of the deck is the storm warning, so there's a storm coming, and we do have this portal open because I have the SIRIAN Starseed deck. The death card is transition through the portal, literally somebody walking through a dimensional portal. So there's a storm warning coming here with the number 10, which is that twist of fate, a twister coming. So that could be like that Queen of Wands energy, or somebody who's drunk, or someone who's got issues and needs to be committed, or so all sorts of energies could be coming up. And here's that lightning striking. Remember, lightning striking the third time, and it even looks like it's struck twice there. So yeah, so watch out for those twisters. We have patience, so be patient, which is number 16, which is the tower. When the tower comes in, stay patient. And what's the word I'm trying to remember? I'm not. It's just saying take your time, that there is no time. Don't feel rushed or hurried, because this is the regular clock. But don't worry about time. Time is on your side, is what I'm getting. And she's very pure here, right? So you're out of karma. Look how light she is. It's like saying be in your 5D, right? Because time is a 3D thing. Time is on my side. So that's coming up. And then Angel of Balance is also coming up here, 48, which is that 8 of Cups, walking away within. And I'm losing my voice a lot. So make sure you keep your balance by speaking your truth when you need to, but not, getting out of control, staying balanced and walking away if you need to. Okay. So we both have angel wings on both of them. And we have the pyramids in this one too. All right, the 3 pyramids. Remember that there's always a third that needs to come in to make the pearl. So it's like someone triggering you. Say, thank you, may I have another? All right? Be patient with yourself and others, even when they're acting a little crazy. Okay, and you see how both have time? Here's the clock, and here's the hourglass type energy. And the cat's meowing again. So 4 cards came out here again, so that's referencing the Emperor, who is here on this card right here. The Emperor reversed. And let's see, what other deck should I pull for you? I'll pull from the animal deck, since we have the cat meowing. This is the back of the cards. The cat is definitely meowing. But this has been going on for weeks now. I don't know where he ghosted her to. He was a lot bigger than her too. It was pretty funny seeing them together. As I was shuffling the cards, I swear I just saw another cat on the other side of the cards, a guy cat, as I was talking about the guy cat.
Oh my God.
You hear my son laughing about you see the cat? This is so fun. All right, so from the animal deck, what do we need to know? All right, these 2 came out. 3 of spring, we have the sea turtle. Stop to take time to review and make long-term plans. Capitalizing upon your past successes. It's appropriate to pat yourself on the back for all your accomplishments, but you may also need patience for the next phase to play out. Okay, so remember to stay calm. Your beautiful turtle energy. And then we have the 2 of winter of the dachshunds. Procrastination and worrying what others will think is blocking you from making a decision. If you're torn between your own desires and someone else's, follow your inner guidance. So sorry about that. Okay. So you're swimming like the turtle in the sea, which is nice because you're floating, right? You have the universe at your back helping you here, right? You're weightless there. And also the dachshunds, you notice their profile is very low to the ground, so they can go very quickly. So you don't need to hurry. You'll get there in plenty of time. And I grew up when I was a little girl. One of my wounds is these dogs, because my next door neighbors had dachshunds who scared the crap out of me when I was a little girl. They would just bark like crazy every time you walk by their house. So a lot of these wounds are still coming up. And physical wounds, like injuries, or if you ever gotten bitten by a dog, that might be coming up. And there's our frog prince. That came up today too, as the frog turning into the prince. The Prince of Summer, romantic, flirtatious, introspective, and enchanting. A deeply emotional and probably romantic experience will sweep you off your feet. Things can move very quickly during such whirlwind encounters, so stay balanced and make decisions with both your heart and your intellect. Okay, it's very cute. We got the frog turning to the prince. Then we got the turtle, I guess, turning into the princess. And she's got a lot of yellow around her, being confident. And he's got his magic wand, his DNA strand. And then we got the 2 dachshunds of them together. So it's very cute. And they're very aerodynamic as well. And the frog's very happy about that. Because you see, they're not so different after all. They're very similar. They're actually green like me. So cute. And the dachshunds too. Like they have different... They're similar. They're not exactly the same, but they are the same. Okay. Just one more deck. It's been a long day since I didn't sleep last night. I'm still this is my my dad's scrub shirt from when he worked at Albert Einstein Medical Center. It's the only scrub shirt I still wear. I don't wear my old scrub shirts, but my dad's I do. Okay, so maybe Einstein needed to come up. Pi Day certainly was coming up. So this is from the Metatron energy Metatron deck. So I'm going to ask Metatron for this message. All right, Metatron, what is it you want us to know? Last message, please. All right, there we have the cube. Metatron's cube, perhaps? Mother Earth, grounding and support. 18 is the moon. And I often, what I've been getting when I see this card is a way we're going to figure out to cool the earth for the crops to make them grow better or longer or live longer, because I'm getting the ice cube there. Okay, but also this has to do with Metatron's cube. But you see, you know, we talked about the wheat fields today. So the wounds from the wheat fields of dropping babies in the field were coming up, and how cold it might be, right, to have a baby out in the middle of the field, especially out on the plains when it's not always hot, especially at night. So Mother Earth, grounding and support. It's about figuring out ways that you can help each other more and better ways, you know, more organic ways of helping each other, us with Earth and Earth with us. And 18 being the moon. So maybe work that can be done at night, not just during the day, right? Cultivating a new way of growing plants, or helping them grow better or faster or more abundant. This wants to come up too, the codependency, because there's a lot about addictions coming up today. The key to freedom is not to lock yourself in, to allow yourself to be free. 53 is the Knight of Swords, rushing in with the truth and rushing out just as quickly. It is the Knight of Truth, or the Knight of Swords, which also can be the Knight in shining armor coming in, who's got the key to your lock, to your freedom. And then this one comes up, Circles of Life, the family, and 49, which is the Get Your Wish card, the 9 of Cups. Be happy with yourself so that you can be happy with others. And the cat's still meowing. I'm getting let the sun shine in, the sun shine in. Okay, so that's coming in. All right, you have ice cube here, so maybe literally ice cube is coming in. And then we have the grounding into the earth, and here's the bright sun. So very much about the earth, right? The plains and the icy plains when the earth is frozen, and then here is the thawing out, like between the two trees, and then the sun shining, getting hot again, the circles of life. And then we have the communication, speak up and be heard, with the message in the bottle, and the shell, listen carefully. There's a bunch of seagulls flying there in that picture. And the bottom of the deck is the chakra, the light body. So focus on your chakra system as well. That's 38 of the Queen of Cups. Okay, so make sure your chakra system is balanced, and stay balanced and calm. All right, I think that's it. Where are we? So 57. I'll give you a Kipper deck card. Kipper deck. All right, one last message for everybody watching. Change. Well, there you go. That's a blanket statement. The next one's blanket 2, the empty house. So what changes would you like to make? It's always up to you. And turn and turn and turn. There is a season and turn. Sorry, my voice is going. There's definitely the endings happening, cases closed, final judgments coming in, and perhaps messages of concern. The underlying energy is bad health, which can just be as simple as ascension symptoms, or you know, or lovesick. Okay, but this can also have to do with inability to work because you're sick or disabled, right? Or like factory workers working for nothing and working too hard, and then one day just can't do it anymore. So there's some different kinds of energies dealing with that. So whether it's your boss, or someone taking care of you, or a sister who's waiting for you, they're all three, you know, look at the feminine energies here. They're all kind of positioned the same way. But the man is in the bed and the women are taking care of things. So that's a message in itself. All right, let me just show you the cards, and then I'm going to let you go as we come into the hour. All right, it was just 59:09, which is the minute before the hour, but also the 9 of the Hermit. And here's the underlying energy of the Ace of Cups. Recent past is the 3 of Crystals. The foundation here is the Sage of Crystals, or the Queen of Pentacles. The middle card, the center energy, is the Lovers reversed, and challenged by the Hermit, or Reflection, which was upright. The other underlying energies there, and crowning is that Queen of Wands reversed. And we scroll over the 40 bridge here. to transition, which is upright. That's the transition portal, death card. And the masculine seeing himself is the alchemy reversed. Around him is the 7 of chalices reversed. The blocks he needs to clear is the 9 of cups reversed. And that can have to do with drinking issues as well. And then look at the colors. They look like candy today. Pink and yellow and orange, but really bright pastel-y colors. So really high sacral to maybe solar plexus, and definitely high heart compassion energies. And then we have the Ace of Swords at the end, which is upright. And above that is the Empress. Above that is the 6 of Pentacles upright. And above that is the 5 of Swords upright. And then over to the side were the next cards. We have the Indigo there, as well as the 2 of Flames above it. And we end up there on the Judgment card. And you see the 10 of Pentacles as a side note there on leadership. So there definitely could be leadership stepping down from a family because of illness or just inability to perform anymore, all that kind of stuff. So make sure you get your rest, guys. There's a lot of energy coming in right now. Drink your water. I forget this too. Drink enough water during the day. It's so important. Water, rest, joy, and nature. And nature was coming up big time just now. Rise and be love, you guys. I will see you later. Rise and be love.